Tonight's tactical enhancement is Calaverita, something or another. Tonight we're playing Warhammer, the old world, 1400 points, good old bit of biff, and there's a farm. Look at that, it's a windmill, buildings, burnt out, destroyed building and some other buildings, and you can just ignore the field, that's just for decoration. As for what's fighting over it, Doug, talk us through what you got.
Okay, the general of the army is the Wargore.
Where is he?
So this guy
that fella.
with a great weapon. There's also a battle standard bearer and a centaur or centaur warhoof.
That guy?
Yep. And then the main core of the army is this unit of a primal herd, which is 10 gore and 10 ungore. They have full command. There's also...
So that's from the Arcane Journal, right?
Yes. The mandatory Arcane Journal thing, and you have to take 10 of each as a minimum, and so that's that. We'll see.
So you were saying before that's going back to the 6th edition approach where you'd have mixed formations.
Yes. And then for 7th and 8th you could no longer do that. You had to split them, and now it's good that you've got the option now again.
When I first got the dwarfs on the table, after a bit of a hiatus of Warhammer, somebody, maybe even Andrew, had these guys, and those mixed herds are very interesting. Right, what else have you got?
Another Arcane Journal edition. It's the mix of there's the 10 hounds, but with 2 accompanying ungore, the raiders that come along with them, and I guess
probably gives a better leadership, I'm thinking.
Yes, by 1, but also these ungore are the fastest ungore in the Warhammer world, in that they run the same 7 as the warhounds.
Jesus Christ! If I take handlers for my warhounds, the warhounds go at the speed of the handlers.
Yeah, well, I think so. This is unique, but they can't actually do much, I don't think. But we'll see. I thought I'd try it.
Good for hunting war machines.
And then I've got 8 ambushing gore.
Yes, they're going to turn up and go, ooh, I'm not sure this is our fight.
Yes, I have 5 ambushing centaur with full command. I've gone with a bit of an ambush theme for this list. And then the final ambushing unit, I have 6 warped gore, which is another Arcane Edition new unit. Yes, and these are each combat you roll to see what their mutation is. So we'll see how these guys go.
So what are these miniatures? These are interesting miniatures.
Yeah, these are actually Tzeentchian beastmen from Warhammer Quest Silver Tower.
Oh, right.
I've always liked these miniatures, and now with this they have a great use for them, because they're a little bit fancy to be the normal gore, but because of the armament they're not really best to gore either. So I actually really like that there's a unique kind of unit entry now for them that I think is a great fit for the miniatures, which I
that looks interesting. It'll be fascinating to see how that works out.
And then we have a Tuskor chariot, a standard Tuskor chariot.
I know what those are like.
Interesting with the Arcane Journal list, you can only actually take 1, I believe, for every 1,000 points. So normally that's one of the standard core, but in this, I guess because of the way that it works,
so it's making you play your game a different way.
Yes, I thought it'd be cool to try it. So these, I guess, forest raiding army. And then I've got a Dragon Ogre Shartak. And then I have a Dragon Ogre Shaggoth. And then this guy is a Chaos
Shaggoth, he's got the horniest name in the army.
Yes. He's going to hopefully shag some Chaos Warriors.
And this guy's a Chaos Giant, is he?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to have that done back to me. I've got the same model actually purchased for this army, but same hair colour, interestingly.
Really? I saw, I think, maybe a whip when I just saw you had the brown skin. So I used to use this guy as a Cygor because he's a Cyclops. But then I thought, because my initial plan was to convert him holding a rock, but I never got around to doing that, so I figured
that makes sense. He's well equipped to have a basketball or something under there. Yeah, I do like this miniature. Right, and today it's a 1400 point game, and you're up against this. So no monsters in mine, no giants, nothing flying, and it looks a bit light on to me, but it would do it 1400 points. Right, let's see. We've got a unit of 15 Chaos Warriors, including the emotional support element. We've got a unit of 14 Chaos Warriors. 2 units of 5 dogs, no one running along with them, so they'll probably scarf the first chance they get. 2 units of ablative infantry, taken on the basis that most people I fight against shoot at me with something. They've just got musicians to help them not run away. 2 units of bog standard Chaos Knights, Lance and Shield combo. I'm not taking much magic in this army because I wanted to have enough rank and file for the army synergy to work, and I was curious as to whether I could make the army synergy work at such low points level. Then I've got an army standard bearer. He's slightly customized. Level 2 mage, and today he's got the number 1 spell, which is Fireball, and the number 6 spell, which is the one that makes you panic. And then we've got this guy who's normally not in charge. He's been given a small army. He can be boss today. Normally he's upset because he's not the boss, because the boss rides a bigger monster than what he has. But today he's in charge. And I think I've tooled him up as Lord. Whereas the standard bearer is, I think, aspiring champion. So he's basically a box standard hero, nothing special. I think I've got the rod on the mage, so it's slightly less likely to blow itself up. I can't remember if I've given anything else to my other guys. I'll have a look later. But that's it. That is a viable army, I hope.
Are they corn in my opinion?
I do them as undivided because the corn rules are a bit shit.
Right.
Better to have them undivided against most enemies because that way they can reroll panic tests.
I see. Yeah.
They seem to like it.
Yeah.
I mean, corn's not too bad. I think they might be frenzied if they're corn.
Okay. Yeah.
And I just can't be asked. I mean, you can have a unit of that shit, but a whole army is just about asking for trouble.
Oh, on that, so one of the rules that these guys have, which is they have impetus. So I'm not sure how to go for them.
I think on either you do a morale test or you roll the dice, and if they fail, they have to charge.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks. I shall try to bait them now. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's the please remind me because I haven't used this list before. Haven't used Batsmen actually 1.5. So yeah, I need to remembering my rules that I can get.
Yeah, I don't know very many of them, but I know that one because I've just been playing or seeing Sean throw around his orcs and goblins, and they've got a lot of impetus in their army.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there's no flying on either side, which is good. It's a straightforward kind of biff, like there's some shenanigans, but not
minimal magic-y shooty, and lots of running and bash things up, which is good for a school night. We'll get through a game.
Yes.
All right. Well, on that note, we'll deploy and we'll check in after that. Alrighty, deployment's complete. We've got that guy all out here by his lonesome. Shaggoth. I always think of Mr. Bombastic when I think of the Shaggoth. This lot, this guy. There's nothing weak in this line. It's all quite scary. And then this lot over here ready to cause a bit of a ruckus. And then all of that in reserve.
Ambushing,
Which means you finish deploying first, but still have various advantages. Now for mine, I wasn't entirely sure what I was doing, but I thought I'd go for some mutually supporting big wallopers in the middle. I had no need to run and hide behind the infantry that would normally be screening them, so I put them to the side. Try and make themselves useful with something, I don't know what yet. Yeah, I put these guys in the flank. Originally it was just one pack of dogs because I put them down first. But then once I saw how things were developing here, and just how busy it was there, I thought I'd put a unit of cavalry there. See if I can shape the battlefield a little bit, because there will be a fuck ton of skirmishes coming. In fact, all of that coming from the back line or somewhere. Characters, we've got a mage and a standard bearer in this unit, and I bulk them up a little bit. And I put the King Biff over here with the other unit. And these guys are here because I couldn't think of anywhere better to put them, really. That's about it. I may have to get a little bit more smart in providing some flank or rear protection when your reserves come in. because otherwise I could be a bit preoccupied. Even though they're small units, they can be a nuisance. But for now, we'll hock a dice and see who gets turn 1. Oh, you rolled a 4 before, right? Oh fuck, so did I, but you get a +1, so you get the first go.
Oh, okay, because I got too little.
That's right, I finished point second. Anyway, so we'll go over to the Batsmen, turn 1, and we'll check in after that. End of an extremely quick Batsmen turn 1, and wouldn't you know it, they're coming right at us.
So I think a 1 minute turn. That's got to be
It was no reserves to roll for, no magic, didn't even roll on the thingy of the gods, they just went barreling on forwards. And these guys are here. So without further ado, we should go for the Chaos Warriors, turn 1. End of turn 1 for the Chaos Warriors, also pretty quick. We tried to charge here, but the doggies were not keen. We manoeuvred here, so this chariot, well, it can either barrel in by itself into these guys, or it can charge these, but if it hits these it's an angle and it's ready for a counter charge. Move those infantry up, no idea what to do with them. These cavalry are getting ready to support the infantry blocks. The infantry moved up only about 3 inches, partly because I wanted my mage to fire a fireball, and partly because I didn't want to get within charge range of everything all at once. Then we hooked a fireball at these. It's interesting to see small games with low level characters, because a Fated Dispel's actually got some prospect against a level 2 mage. But we let the spell off and we bumped off 4 of them, 2 of the biggies and 2 of the littlies. And that's about it. So over to the Batsmen, turn 2. End of Batsmen turn 2. It's a strange one. These guys charged the unit of hounds that tried to charge them last turn. Killed, was it 3 outright?
Yeah.
Killed 3 outright. The remaining 2, they got pushed back. So they bounced over the top of these. No, it wasn't a pushback, it was the fall back in good order. So they bounced off at the top of these knights and have ended up here between this lot and the rest of it. Then these woofies followed up into the Chaos Knights, who'd better not lose because that would be very embarrassing. Now, these guys came in from reserve, and those guys came in from reserve. That's quite a lot. Now, over here, these 2 tried to charge the woofies that I'd set up. Now, originally I'd intended to set it up so if this chariot went in, they'd probably get killed, but then I could countercharge. Because the big boy joined in, I thought, no, that's not going to work. So I just fled the fluffers before I thought about where these guys were going to turn up, before I thought about the ambushes. Now, these guys were too far away from anything else to redirect into them, so they've just ended up where they ended up. They were only a couple of inches in each, so when these guys fell back, they had an easy run to get out of the way. These guys have moved up, but nowhere near as far as they could have. Everyone's sort of hedging. Everyone's trying to get that advantageous charge in. We will see how that goes. In the meantime, I think it's over to Chaos Warriors turn 2. End of Chaos Warrior turn 2, and mixed results. Let's see, we rallied these chaps here, and we manoeuvred them to be on the flank of this skirmishing unit, just to try and make ourselves useful. Now these guys are in place, so the skirmishing unit can't charge this turn. Well, it can charge them, but it can't charge the knights. The knights fought these puppies, won, pushed them back a bit, but they managed to, out of 5 fucking dogs having a nip at the heels, 1 of them managed to kill a Chaos Warrior. I'm a bit annoyed about that.
Yeah, rightfully so.
Over here, these guys moved up just to present a challenge to him, but he was too far away to try and charge. I might have needed a 6 or some shit, it wasn't worth the pain. So we just moved up to make a nuisance of ourselves. Now, we charged these guys into this chariot, took a couple of wounds off it, lost wound in return, pushed it back, followed up, but then guess what? We banged into a fucking giant. That's not great. Keeps him busy for a turn, but that's all I can say for it. Then we charged the knights and this unit of infantry into this unit of gore, including the General Army Standard Bearer. And wouldn't you know it, the infantry rolled shit, didn't make it. The knights did. The general challenge, so you made is a clipping charge. The general challenged, did make way. Fought the champion, who took a wound off of him, but then the champion got chopped in half by a greatsword. Then my knights proceeded to whiff 6 ways from Sunday. The counter-attacks were not too bad, but then I failed armor saves left, right and centre. Yes, I failed a fucking lot of armor saves. I've only got 2 knights left now, and of course they rolled below leadership, but above the combat res number, and they're up against infantry who outnumber them 2 to 1. So we had to flee. The only good news out of this turn is we fled over the top of this unit, so they're still there, they can still rally. But this unit has crashed into this unit. We'd fucking well better stick around, is all I can say. All told, a bit of a shit show. Not catastrophic, but there's some knights who we're going to take the horses away, because clearly they don't deserve to be fucking knights, frankly. Give them to someone else who's a bit more lively. Oh yeah, and of course the mage, we didn't charge because I wanted to make damn certain I was outside of charge arc of this guy. The best way to do that was just to move up 4 inches. If I had charged, I would have got into combat with these guys along with the knights, and that would have been a fantastic outcome. But if I'd failed it and still been within charge of this guy, potentially he could have banged into them. That would have been contingent on these guys not crashing into him first, which is, pretty random. But also by moving 4 inches, the mage got to cast spells, both which he failed, of course. So one of those turns. I'm not too worried about it at this point because there's a lot of game yet to go, but it's like, come on lads, get your shit together. And on that note, we'll go into Batsmen turn. Oh yeah, when these guys won the combat, they chased the horses and banged into these guys. It was more a question of keeping in character rather than tactics, but makes for a good fight. On that note, we'll go into Batsmen turn 3 and we'll have that fucking fight. End of turn 3 for the Batsmen, and it's a knife edge game actually. Right, let's have a look at what happened. These guys charged in the ablative 2 dogs, killed them outright, no bite of reply. But then they rolled really crap on their follow through, so they didn't make it into the back of these guys. These guys got to use their lances because of the follow up from last turn and slaughtered a bunch of fluffers. But one of the little bastards bit back and killed another knight. I've now lost 2 knights from little puppies. Okay, that big boy charged into these chaps and killed one. We still won the fight. Now it's worth noting, I don't have full command on these units because I was planning on using them to soak up cannon fire and whatever else was going on. But because, which is really silly because now I think about your armies, you don't have a lot of that sort of nonsense.
A lot of
shooting.
I don't have any shooting.
No, just in your armies in general. Given that I knew I was playing against Doug, I probably should have equipped those differently. I was just trying to figure out how to make this configuration of army work. So there's a mistake in army selection. Let's see what else. These guys were locked in combat with this guy. It bashed up 5 of them. They got pushed back, and it stayed locked in combat, which is, he chose to follow up, but stops me from charging around him and getting the chariot next turn.
Which is down to 2 wounds.
Yeah, so that's a bit annoying. Then things got really interesting.
AI might be wrong. AI does say that Swift Stride does benefit the overrun, but who knows? We did call it there that I got a 4, so I missed by like a millimetre. I killed the 2 hounds, so I couldn't fight the Chaos Knights because I didn't get the benefit of Swift Stride.
You were 2 you needed an extra 2 inches, so if you rolled a 1 for Swift Stride, you still would not have made it, but a 2 plus on a D6 would have got him in. Because we had a look and it didn't specify. Which would have meant they would have been locked in combat with them and a bit more biff. You might have been able to do some damage. Yeah, I mean I won by 4.
I was more that then I could have fought and killed some more knights, hopefully.
Yeah, it could have. We'll see. This is not going to be where the battle is won or lost.
So might not be right.
That's true, and there's sometimes interpretations, and God knows the internet's full of weird interpretations. Either way, the battle's not going to be won or lost there. Over here, right, so Shaggoth charged this unit, and these guys charged this unit, and these guys charged that unit in the back. I lost 4 guys out of this unit on the left. It's not too bad now that I think about it, given how much piled in on them.
I lost 2.
2.
3? Yeah.
2, yeah.
2, yeah.
Did we do a challenge? We did.
Yeah, we did they whiffed.
Yeah, one of the guys dead was your champion because he rolled very, very poorly.
Oh, that champion in the front, yeah.
So either way, I lost, but I rolled sufficiently low that I just got pushed back 2 inches. So I just shuffled it back, which brings them into contact.
No, it didn't.
No, it did. Yeah, we weren't sure, so we thought rather than do something which is like rearranges the whole turn, we'll just have them not quite make it because I hadn't deliberately lined these up or anything.
Yeah. And it was a give ground roll, not the
Yeah, it was not a flea or anything, so it wouldn't have been fought out anyway.
Yeah.
So it stops us having to look up fucking rules.
Yeah. And time is ticking, so
that's right.
Just trying to.
Now the Shaggoth managed to kill a grand total of 1.
1, yeah. That was with the Thunderstomp.
Yeah, the Thunderstomp was terrible.
Not the hit.
Yeah, that's right.
Tried to do his lightning, but failed to do it.
That's right. That didn't cast. And most of the damage back was done by my Chaos Lord. He's like 200-point combat monster.
Yeah.
Was
it all?
Huh?
Was it all him? He did 3. I think it was all him.
I think so, because he's got 5 attacks, this fucking psychopath.
Yeah.
With a great weapon.
Yeah.
And it because he's outnumbered 2 to 1 and he lost by quite a lot, he fled. So he may keep going if I'm very, very lucky. Otherwise, he'll come back and have another go. But anyway, this unit chased him.
Yeah.
And if your unit had not been right in front, we probably would have run him down because he rolled crap.
Yep.
But as it is, we bumped into this unit. So in my turn, we're going to have a good old fight there in the middle. Now, on that note, I've got some work to do. These guys have to fucking rally, you puss cakes.
Batsmen failed to ambush, which
oh, fuck, I forgot about that. Yeah, there's another ambushing unit didn't come on. That's good for me.
Yeah, that's cool.
Alright, on that note, we shall go into turn 3. It's only turn 3 for the Chaos Warriors. End of turn 3, Chaos Warriors. Again,
I just want to do one more. I want to see if they would have come on.
Right.
No, they wouldn't have come on anyway.
So we're sussing out what will happen in turn 4. So we have to call it because these combats have gotten really complex and we're looking up rules all over the place. In the fight, just for shits and giggles, the dogs charged these guys. So naturally the boss made way and slaughtered 3 of them. And I did nothing to them. I whiffed all over the place. Over here, again... I rolled really bad with the knights, and then an Ungor killed a fucking knight. I'm starting to think we're going to have a word with the armourer, because I'm pretty sure the armourer has made the armour out of cardboard with alfoil over the top and called it steel. But we did enough damage that we made them flee, and this time they rolled badly enough they fucked off, because they've just been rallied, like passing turn after turn, keeping me locked in combat. And when they ran, I ran them down, they're gone. And that's only like a 73-point unit, and that took the whole fucking game to sort out.
And three knights that are like 100 plus years old.
Yeah, ridiculous. Alright, these guys rallied, although they had to... took a bit of doing.
The rallying cry plus the...
Rallying cry plus, yeah, all the rest of it.
Oh, the musician.
That was a hilarious thing. One of the casualties that I lost was the champion getting killed in a challenge. So the champion was dead, whereas if it had just been wounds poured onto this unit, the champion would still be there, but the musician would be gone. But we actually rallied on the musician, so that was hilarious. And I manoeuvred these guys to park them so that if anything fled off the back of the combat, they'd have to jump over these guys and take some damage. And then I'd be in position to charge them in my own turn, although that was my turn. That thing finally got his dice up, smashed my guys, and yeah, I'd complain about...
Oh, no, chased them down, actually.
Yeah, chased them down. Look, I rolled pretty crap, although I did get a wound off of him, and it was only a cheap-ass unit of 10 guys with a musician, so I'm not too worried about that. In the main brawl is where the action is. So my general issued a challenge, and the standard bearer took it.
Making his debut.
Yep.
Big fella.
And he did alright, and I failed all my armour and ward saves, and then I rolled an absolute load of dog shit and reply with my 5 attacks and did nothing to him.
So my war god defeated a mighty chaos lord in a challenge.
That was astoundingly shit dice. We stacked on a decent number of wounds under these guys and killed 7 out of that unit. It's not looking pretty. Then they did a fair bit back to my guys and they took 7 warriors off of this unit. That was including these pricks in the back.
Who rolled for their random Chaos Blessing, the armor piercing, which definitely helped versus
Of course
Chaos
they did.
Warriors.
Then my characters rolled absolute garbage. And the only thing that saved me in this fight is that my warriors did alright. My characters all deserve to be replaced, shall we say.
Did the characters, I think they killed one guy.
They did
maybe.
nothing. Not a single thing. 3 fucking characters didn't do a single wound.
Oh. And meanwhile, the Chaos Warriors killed 7, which is pretty legit.
Yeah. I mean, this big bad guy with his thing. Because you reroll 1s to hit, that's proving to be devastating.
Yeah.
Because, nobody else gets that shit. That's what the Dark Elves used to do back in the day. So, but we did still win the combat.
Because of the triple banners there in the close order, yeah?
Yeah, I won by, I think, 2.
Yep.
It should have been a lot more, frankly. I should have won by 3 or 4 if my guys were doing their job.
Or 6 or 7, really, if it had gone.
And then if my armour had actually worked, etc., etc. But what it means is this unit got pushed back, and this unit got pushed back. They bounced over the other side of the knights. They could probably kill the knights if they charged in. It would be a very tough turn 4, but we're not going to do turn 4.
Because we can't just do. I'd love to just do a Batsmen turn 4, but that's unfair. And by the time we take in 2 turns, it's
that's right. And at the end of the day,
midnight already.
that fight there would be a good one for me. We can crash to him, fight him in my turn. Yeah. These guys are probably going to get their asses handed to them by these.
The hope here would be that these guys both crash in and help give out. You don't know, and so
bring the knights around, maybe do something useful. It's pretty even go. Look, on principle, I would call it a tie because there's plenty of things going for both of us.
We don't know anything could really happen from here. Like
that's right. It's been a really good game actually. Really tight. Like it's been close every turn.
Even though it's only 3 turns, a lot of stuff happened in every single one.
That's right. So, and it'd be down to some pretty wacky shit to determine who's going to win or lose because at this point we're so embedded in the combat it's going to run itself.
Yep.
So, what have we learned?
I'll make this quick. I like the Warp Gore. They're using in the 1.5 rules, them having shield helps.
Yeah.
It didn't matter, but the fact that they got stubborn was huge. And the Swift Grey or whatever the champion having a leadership 8 where they have the upgrade means that they're pretty. That's the same as my Warp Gore.
They are a good utilitarian unit. It does crazy shit.
And the random stuff. The Warhoof, first time maybe this is the first time I've used one. He's gotten into combat. I quite like him. The champion for them and getting the +1 attack.
So this Warhoof turns what is essentially a shit unit into a nasty unit.
Yeah.
I mean, really, the rest of the units are caddy for that guy to turn up and whack things with his big bronze hatchet.
Yeah, even has 1 stomp. So.
Yep. No, that's a good effective unit. I'm glad I managed to stifle it with just like 30 points worth of dogs.
These guys, I like. It's hard. It takes more bookkeeping because we weren't sure because all the rolls to hit were on the Gore, so therefore the standard had to go. But it's hard because the Ungor are toughness 3, but they got shield, so it's actually hard to figure out what to do with that.
It's a fiddly ass unit. Yeah. One of the reasons we've only got 3 turns in this game is because of the amount of bookkeeping we've had to do through these armies.
Yeah. And we only did the Gaze of the Gods once, in part because of how long that takes.
Everything was taking ages.
Still very great to learn, especially for me who this is only my third 1.5 game.
Yeah.
And I was able to test out all of the new Arcane Journal stuff for the Wild Herds, and that was great to try out. And just I like the ambush.
It was Warhammer without the wigs and arrogance.
Yeah, it was very fun. And we played it in character. I feel both of us.
Absolutely. We went and did the things. I mean, it was crazy sending my dogs into these guys, but it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Similar with some of the stuff that you did.
Yeah.
I can bitch about dice all day long. I usually do, but at the end of the day, it wasn't game destroying. It was just frustrating. And this guy fled.
I had my moments of bad dice, so
exactly.
Just,
I mean, although I would have liked to still be fighting him, I could have chopped him up, but then this unit would have been exterminated.
not with the. That's why your guy plebbed it so hard because he spent all his energy taking 3 wounds off him. He had nothing left for the BSB.
Oh, excuses! You know what? This guy here, he's the one. If you've seen my videos about making this army, this prick, who's looking all big and tough with his big stick, he's the one who's so upset that he's not in charge of the army that he has to have an emotional support elephant to keep him calm, have a hug when the big feelings come. And you know what? He had his chance to be general, and look what he did.
He needs his emotional support element after losing combat to this beast.
Exactly.
There's a reason he doesn't get the dragon or the manticore.
That's right. No manticore for you, you little fucker. You got to do your job properly. And all the knights are now fired. We're going to give the any surviving marauders that we scrape off the ground over here are going to get a horse, because they actually did remarkably well given what they did.
This musician who made 2 saves against the stomp to keep
That's
in
right.
there.
He's going to trade it in for a trumpet and a horse and some better armour. So, anyway, on that note, I'll just say, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. Do feel free to hit like, subscribe, all that guff, leave a comment, anything to help the algorithm along, really. It seems to be rewarding clickbait and general bullshit rather than people having fun. And you can also help the algorithm by clicking on one of the other videos that's going to come up next and watch some more of this malarkey. I can't guarantee it'll be any more intelligent, but it should be funny. But for now, it's time to call it a night.